And we're recording. Hello, my name is Samuel. What are your guys' names?
Well, I'm Blake.
Okay,
I'm Cody.
cool. And this is episode 1 of the Youngest Millennial Podcast. It's a podcast here we're going to be making. It's about kind of like the newsy events, gaming, and especially like our weeks in gaming. And throw some conspiracy theories in there for fun because we're just that kind of people. So, yeah. First off, how was everyone's week?
Oh, just fucking another week of work, and
Yeah.
that's what it is.
Pretty much.
Cody, you recently joined a team though?
Yeah, amateur gaming team. Starting to compete in the GLLs and working to get up to the ALGSs.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we've had a lot of complications with teammates, but I got good feelings about the guys I'm trying out this
That's
week.
good. Right on. So is that mostly you've just been playing Apex this week, and then we played a little GTFO on the side?
Yeah, anytime I get time off, I'll try to play with you guys. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's super cool
Yeah,
to see
no.
him finally going towards the professional gaming scene, though. He's just been way too good at that game for too
Oh,
long.
definitely. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
but
got a long way to go, boys.
like at the same time, right?
Well, what place did you get in the last tournament? Fucking,
It was 8th place, I think.
that's still pretty fucking awesome for like the world, right? And when you're starting out, is there
Yeah.
like a bunch of different divisions or something? I've never joined the tournaments, so I don't know what happens.
I'm not too sure. There's like different tiers. Like there's like tier 1, tier 2 tournaments, and then I guess it goes to tier 3 as well. And I'm not sure which ones I was in.
Oh,
Probably
okay.
like tier 2 or something, like the lower tiers. Because there
Makes
wasn't
sense.
too many big names. There was a couple
Mm,
big streamers that I knew, but there wasn't any like pro teams. Mostly just amateur teams.
makes sense. Yeah, they're like where
Yeah.
you are, right?
Exactly.
Wouldn't have been fair otherwise. Like,
I mean, some of the pro teams do participate in those tournaments, but
yeah.
not very often. It's not really worth their time. But if they're just like have
So
the
is
time
it
to
like
play,
not a like skill thing? They're not separated by skill, it's just like rewards
yeah,
or
more or less
something?
anybody can join. Like it could be
Either one.
three of us. We could sign up and do it if we wanted
Oh
to.
yeah. Get
Yeah.
wrecked. Get fucking
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
wrecked. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they have like the qualifier rounds for like
hey
the
man, I
money
would
round, right?
19th
Yeah.
place is still place. I don't think I'd get it.
Yeah.
When I play Apex, I still
Yeah.
can't like hit things when I point at them or like move.
I've like just been getting to the point where my
Dude,
fingers
I
do what
went
they're
to go
supposed to,
reload today
but
and I started
just
popping a
barely.
battery and died for it. I was like,
Well, yeah, no. Every now and then I do freak out, right? Especially when I'm in the combat, I'll be like, "Oh shit, hit 3 instead of E or something,"
yeah,
right? It's like, "Oh
yeah, I
no,
feel that.
fucking."
It's a big change from a controller. Yeah.
Yeah, everything's just right here.
I've been
You're
really
just like,
appreciating making the switch over to PC just because like making this sort of content is something I've always
yeah,
been driven
I'm.
towards.
Uh, yeah, no, I definitely appreciate the keyboard and mouse. Definitely, like, even now, like, I remember thinking the joystick would be preferable for like walking, even. But the WSD, it fucking feels
Yeah.
just as natural now, and it's almost like sharper movements, right?
Hmm.
Kind of
Everything.
just like,
So what
yeah,
games have you
exactly.
been playing, Blake?
Well, not a whole lot this week. Kind of just been chilling out. Oh well, let's see. Playing a little bit of State of Decay 2, just checking it out a bit because it's on that
Right. What's
Xbox
that one
Pass, right?
about?
State of Decay 2. It's pretty decent. It's kind of just like you drop in. Well, you like have a camp, right? Instead of It's like instead of fucking 7 days where you have your character in a zombie apocalypse, it's like you have a bunch of
Yeah.
survivors on the map. And so you like pop into different guys and choose to be different heroes. Like whatever, you'll have like 4 guys in your camp and you can swap them out and be different
Okay.
guys, whatever. But it's pretty much just a fucking zombie survival game, right? You fucking go around, add onto your base, make it bigger. It's just not like you don't actively build. It's like you buy upgrades
Right.
for it, right? So its combat is most, or it's sorry, it's like it's mostly just about fucking going out, finding new vehicles and fucking collecting loot and finding survivors and just hunting, right? It's pretty much like 7 days if you just went out
Right.
and did shit. So it's pretty fun in that way. And then, I don't know, it's a pretty good game anyways.
And
We're
that's
going to
on
get kind of
Xbox
into
Game
it.
Pass?
Yeah, another one of those games. I just got the first one, like the first full fucking price, because the first month is only $1, and that's like it doesn't say that. I was expecting another $1. I was like, it's just $1 forever. I was like, fuck yeah, no brainer. Get that. It's $11 the next month,
Yeah.
which isn't too bad. I was like about to be like,
Well, I
oh
guess, yeah,
no, but
$120 a
I
year
just
for $130 for...
fucking yeah, there's tons of games on there. Me and Zach just downloaded Age of Empires 3 because fucking we're gonna play the shit out of that one of these days. We were gonna play that, but Colby isn't too into it, so we just swapped over to
Right.
fucking State of Decay 2. And other than that, just playing a little bit of Apex, enjoying the bow check while we can.
Oh yeah. I don't know. It'll probably be like that for a while.
Probably.
Yeah.
I do like the high power. They
It's
did do what
good.
we said, but they were like 0.2 seconds. It's like 0. It
Yeah.
takes 0.2 seconds longer. They should have probably made it like half a second longer or something, because it
I
was
think
almost not noticeable. But
yeah, I think the damage is where it's
the
too
damage is the
overpowered.
thing that makes sense, though. It's like a longbow fucking to go through a knight and his horse, right? It's like that's the sort of damage you do, and that's like a compound recurve bow, right? So what
No,
people
I
hunt
get
bears with
that.
and stuff. It's like it should do a lot of damage. It should have a quicker drop off though. Like it shouldn't go as
Oh,
far as a
yeah,
sniper
for
rifle,
sure. First
probably.
time I
Yeah.
picked that thing
Yeah.
up, I was like, how's this thing even
Yeah.
work? I was like, okay, I'll just use it like a sniper rifle. And it's like, boom, 123. And I was like, what?
Yeah. Yeah, no. Yeah, it should have greater drop
Yeah.
off and that makes sense to me for sure. Like you need a full charge to maybe get like 100 meters maximum, I'd say, right? 100-meter shot is a good one. Even then, your guy would probably actually be arcing it, right? But you
Yeah.
know, I don't know. It's like the damage, it should hit hard, but maybe it should have a drop off too, right? Like,
Yeah, that might
and it
maybe leave the
fucking
damage
hits
alone
farther.
and put the drop
Yeah,
off in and see how that feels. It
yeah,
would
that would
definitely
make
make it
sense. Yeah.
less used because it would add
Hmm.
to the skill.
Well, yeah, because that's the
Right.
other thing that fucks with me is I'll be across map all of a sudden, invisible shot. Oh
You're just
shit,
like,
where is it?
yeah,
Yeah.
Oh shit.
that's just it. It's hard to
Taking the hit.
react to,
So,
right?
Yeah.
You
yeah.
don't even know where to go
I've
to
been
cover half
playing,
the time.
I just started Resident Evil today, and I started recording that, and I'm going to upload that full series.
Oh yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna check that out. That'll be super cool because that
Yeah.
game looked awesome, and it's you obviously know that you're
Yeah,
the character
Ethan.
you played
Yeah.
in
That's my
7.
opening
Right?
to the
Yeah.
game. I was
Yeah.
like, yeah, I've been super excited for this game. I can't wait to see how many limbs we get chopped off and sew back on.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
little
No.
bit I seen of it was pretty cool.
Yeah. No.
By
Fuck.
the
It's like I
arrow.
kind of wish I wouldn't have because I know you pretty much beat it in the night. And I
Yeah.
was like chilling there and I like passed out a couple times, so I missed a bit of it unfortunately. So I
I
do
don't want to
have
spoil anything
7
for you,
on my
but
Xbox.
I would recommend
Never
checking
play.
out my first episode. I just finished uploading to YouTube in 1080p. It kind of ends really soon. It's
Fuck
about
yeah.
first 45 minutes of the game. Check it out, and it's awesome.
You have
You
your
guys are gonna have a
YouTube
lot
up
of fun
too.
with that game. What else have I been playing this week? Just GTFO. I'm getting really good at the hammer meta, just like running around smashing things in the face. Me and Cody killed like, I don't know, 30 of them today, just running back and forth with our hammer all at once in one big swarm.
Yeah, we'll have to play a bit more of that because it's hard, the two of us, but
Yeah.
we're figuring
Yeah,
that
if we could get
that new map out
4
quite,
people
quite
playing
well.
like that,
Yeah. No. I
we
would
would go real
fucking.
far.
Yeah, like that's the thing. We could probably get Zach back in for this one because
Right.
it's new, right?
He's such a
And
Loose cannon is right, yeah.
he is, yeah. But I mean, if we
He is
teach him the meta,
the
which is actually pretty much just to jump around
he's
hammer and shit,
Mandiska,
like
the
I
man
still
of
think,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah. Well,
yeah.
we've actually been playing a lot more aggressive. Like we've just been
That's what
going at them.
that's kind of what I told
Yeah.
him too, because like that's what sort of
Yeah.
drove him off of the game
Well, it's
was
just
that it
that
was
we're
just the
sneaking
hanging
up
out.
on everything.
Yeah,
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 like we
exactly. And
haven't
he was
actually been
like,
doing any of that lately. We're just like
yeah,
hammer
that's what
them
I did
and
tell
then
him
shoot the
too.
shit
Is
out of them.
like it's a little bit. We've been doing a lot more like just active combat, right?
A lot
Yeah.
more. I can't find your YouTube.
The Youngest Millennial.
I know it's hard to figure out.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
channel.
Youngest.
Youngest.
Yeah,
There you
that's
go.
right.
Youngest.
Yeah, it's just
Do you have a
yeah, it's my face.
picture up yet?
Oh no, actually, it's the coat of arms, right? My watermark.
Youngest millennial. Dude, you can't use this. There's already a guy
What do you
named
mean?
Youngest Millennial.
Is his name Youngest or the Youngest?
Did you not? It's Youngest Millennial. I guess
Yeah,
it's not the
screw 'em.
Youngest Millennial, but
Yeah.
If there's already that same name,
326.
YouTube would have been like, dude, that name's used.
yeah, no, that's fair.
Yeah,
I'm just trying to
I
find
guess I could change it to like Young
Yeah,
Millie.
no.
Young Millie.
Yeah, it could benefit you to find something that's catchy too, but not hard to say. Like, cause it's just like in games, it's like, how do they say your name? Oh, hey, Youngest Millennial. It's like, oh my
Yeah.
god, that's a little.
I like that though. That sounds good to me.
I do like your name though.
Yeah.
I thought it was clever.
So
Oh,
Maybe
yeah, that's pretty much it for my week. Obviously, I got this face surgery thing. You guys already know about that.
Yeah.
You'll have to send me a link.
Super interesting having to like pay full price for
Yeah.
wisdom tooth extraction. I spent as much money at
Mhm.
once getting it ripped out of my face as I spent over a period of 3 months like building this little recording setup. It's like a third of my year's spending money, you know? It's ridiculous. Anyways, yeah, so that's the catch-up segment right at the beginning there. Did you guys steal a piece of news and shove it inside your brain? No news from
Not
the world?
really, no.
No, I've been working the night shift.
Oh, well, man, did
No,
you
I
guys
don't
hear
have
about
the,
I heard
the gas
like a little
in
bit.
America? That pipeline got shut down? I don't know anything about it, but I know people be throwing...
I did hear
Yeah.
about the gas shortage, and like now the gas is like up to 159 for
Yeah.
premium or
Plus-
something in my area.
Plus, moofoops were filling up garbage bags.
Oh, yeah, no, I did see stuff like that.
Yeah.
People like
Hoarding.
just fucking like bringing up totes in the back of their cars and stuff like that.
Yeah.
gas.
Yep, 2020
Yeah,
was
no.
toilet paper, 2021 is hydrocarbons.
Okay, well, like, gas makes sense, but still, just why would you ever hoard up on stuff? It's like you are the only one that's making a shortage problem.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. It's like, or at least do it like a regular person and do it just like in advance and have it for years, and then you're just like,
Yeah, do me
I
a
was
favor.
ready.
Yeah, hoard the gas and then drink it, please.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, that I did hear something about fucking fighting. I mean, not like that's new news, but fighting over in
Israel versus
Israel.
Palestine. Yeah,
again.
it's a big one. I've been seeing a lot of people
Yeah.
like pushing it as like a race narrative, as in that it's racist to be killing the
Yeah.
Palestinians. But I'm not informed about that. But obviously they've been fighting that war for like
Yeah.
what 2,000 years. So like
Oh,
I don't
yeah,
know how to have an
forever.
opinion on that. I think they should probably both stop murdering each other, but it's never going to happen because they're like, this is my
Yeah.
holy.
Yeah, no. Yeah, they're
Yeah.
like, this is my
Yeah.
house, and then they're like, every now and then
imagine?
they're like, okay, we can share it, and
We
then they're
all
like,
live in the
actually,
same
no.
house, and there's just this half of the house and this half of the house, and we just want to kill each other constantly. But we live right there, and we're like,
I would just
Yeah,
move
but-
out. You know?
but you're
Yeah,
not
but-
possessed by
but it's like-
theocratic principles.
Like that's like that house is your family
Yeah.
house
Yeah.
too. It's
Yeah.
like it's your family home, ancestral family home.
Yeah,
and
and
you're like,
you both used to be one clan, and then now you've branched off into like sub clans. So you're like the
yeah, it's actually just like pretty much just
Yeah.
like a family that broke apart. Actually, I can't say that. I don't know if that's exactly what happened. I think so though, right?
well,
They
I mean,
were?
what's the oldest one? I guess especially when it comes to religious history, I think that's where you get like the muddiest history, right? It's like, so is Judaism the
Yeah,
oldest out of
for
all of
sure.
them, or what's going on there? Because it's both Muslims and Jews are claiming that that's their holy land, right? Like this is old too. This is also like you learn in social studies about the Holy
Yeah.
War, right? It's like this has been going on forever, and you just can't stop it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we're only going to
kinda
know the
funny 'cause,
version of
like,
history
maybe
we
they-
were taught.
Oh, right.
It's kind of funny. What? Sorry?
True. I just think it's funny because they're both fighting over it, saying it's both theirs, and it's like maybe they're both just right,
Yeah.
and it's both just theirs, and they should
Yeah.
learn to get along.
But I guess
You know?
so.
Yeah.
From
Yeah,
what I
no,
remember, what like really
'Cause technically, we're all from the same place.
yeah.
at
So
the
what
end of
really
it, right?
kicked it off this time,
the
I
most
think, was
part,
that they
yeah.
Israel had said only in the mosque compound or whatever, which is like a compound inside of Jerusalem. I believe it's Jerusalem. Anyways, they were saying only 100,000 or 100,000 Muslims could congregate in there at one time for the worship, and then and that's a
Yeah.
big number, and then too many went in, so they started tear
Yeah.
gassing them and stuff, and then in retaliation, Hamas
Oh,
shot
jeez.
missiles at Israel, and I was like, whoa, that escalated really quick. Right? Like it went from like, okay,
Yeah,
please don't do
fuck,
this
yeah.
to we're gonna do it anyways to okay, well here's some hopefully mostly harmless things to like here's missiles of fucking death. So that
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's a pretty
yeah, but
extreme
I mean, and
leap for
then
sure.
exact same thing happened right back in Israel. Was like, oh yeah, you think so? And they started bombing them with jets, and I was like, well, this escalated rather quickly, gentlemen.
Yeah.
Yeah,
It's like now it is
and
war.
so it is.
Yeah.
What else is going on in the world right now? I
Yeah.
guess this vaccine's rolling out, right?
Yeah, more and more people are
I'm
getting
getting
it.
registered up.
Jan got it the other week. Yeah. Yeah, I was thinking of I mean, it says that you're only really going to be like thought about getting your vaccine when you're in your 40s
Right?
right
No,
now,
in
but
BC it's
in
oh
my
really?
area
I thought in
anyways, but
BC it's 18 plus now.
you know, it's different. I was talking, well,
I just got
it
my text
depends on where
message
you
for it.
are. If you're native, you can do it
Yeah.
at any point. So that's what
Yeah.
when they were telling me,
Try
so
to give
I
them the
could just do
nanobots
it
first.
technically, but
No, I'm just kidding. I'm
yeah.
gonna register. I'm registered up.
Yeah, you
Ready,
know.
just waiting.
Yeah, no, if
Yeah.
I can
If
see
for
what
no other
happens.
reason, just
I don't know,
because
it's
I
like,
get
I
3
mean,
hours paid from work to do it. Yeah.
oh really?
Yep.
Oh, that's nice. That's nice.
Yeah. Plus, I've
Nice
really
little break.
missed. Like, I haven't seen anyone since October. I haven't done anything. I've just been.
Yeah, they're pretty much making so that you'll never be able to travel unless you get it. I think.
Perfect. I hate most people.
Well,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I feel that.
well, I mean, it's not like
Oh, we lost him. The man's
Lost
gone. Come back to us, and he shall rise.
Back, but
that was
There.
weird.
I hear audio.
yeah, just a random disconnect.
Yeah, no, just like a little thing. I don't even know. What were we talking about there? Oh yeah,
The vaccine.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean that's kind of a thing, right? I mean, it's like definitely a lot of people have gotten it now, and fucking seems to be pretty safe. I mean, like there was that one that like gave blood clots to a couple of people, but that's the whole thing.
Yeah,
It's like a
AstraZeneca.
couple
That's
of
what I told
people.
him. I think I'd like. I was like, please
Yeah.
give me the one that might kill me. This whole life thing is pretty long and arduous.
Yeah, like,
Give me the easy out, and it'll
Yeah.
be for a noble cause, protecting the rest of society. Yes, I
yeah.
die like a hero.
Yeah.
They'll slap my name on a plaque somewhere in Toronto.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
No.
But yeah, I don't know. My mom and my stepfather, they both got the AstraZeneca, and they seem to be doing fine.
No. Yeah, the only thing that we won't know, yeah, are the long-term effects
Yeah.
for a while, right? But I mean, that's like, because that's the only thing we won't have known, right? Like, the short-term effects we've always known. They did the test for those. That's the only concern there ever was at any point, was because we did it like we didn't have any long-term trials, so we don't know what's going to happen
Yeah.
long-term, right? But that's pretty much
That's
the
everything
only
though
concern
too,
there is
right?
with
That's
it
like
at this
vaping,
point.
right? Vaping is saving so
Yeah.
many people from smoking cigarettes, and we have no idea what the long-term effects are. But like the stuff we do learn is awesome.
That's why I'm like,
Yeah, it's like
practically
I
quitting.
heard that there's
Yeah.
I don't have any source material in front of me, so you know if anyone's listening, just look it up yourself and do your own research for this. But so I've heard that the studies that they've done about youth and youth using nicotine products is where we're really concerned, because the nicotine inhibits their ability for their brain to develop appropriately. But out of like something that was like 70% of all vapors were previous smoking youth. So they quit smoking in order to vape,
Oh, yeah.
and so they quit all its other chemicals and replace it with just the nicotine and the unknown effects of the glycerols. And then out of people
Yeah.
who, like the recidivity rate, so the chance to retake up the habit after trying it for vapors was super low compared to smokers. Like if a kid tries a cigarette, they were like 12 times as likely to continue smoking cigarettes as a habit, whereas like youth that try vaping very rarely actually become vapors. So like all the
It's
Oh
all
yeah,
that
no.
addictive, yeah.
studies I keep
Yeah.
reading seem to say, if
Yeah,
anything,
no, if
it's just
anything,
the
just
greatest
the
path to smoking cessation. Very few cases of people actually picking it up. And then the worst news that we've ever got about vaping was when they were like people dying from vapes, and it was because those guys were putting like vitamin E oil cannabis e-juice in their stuff, and it's just in
Yeah.
America.
Yeah, no, those were like
Yeah.
bootlegged
Yeah,
THC
and they were like
vapes.
They were-
Yeah.
self-produced in
doing
America,
bad
where they
stuff.
have ridiculous guidelines.
Yeah. Yeah, no, then there was the popcorn lung, which was from a specific chemical which
Well,
doesn't get used
I thought
anymore.
that was
So,
wasn't that from like the factory
Well,
workers?
I think that specific chemical is actually in cigarettes anyway, so
probably
couldn't
Oh,
really
there's
just
was there like
dicyl or
100,000
whatever.
chemicals in
Yeah.
cigarettes or some shit? Cigarettes were
Yeah.
there's
yeah.
well,
I'm amazed that I don't
yeah.
smoke cigarettes anymore, just because I was able to pick up something and it tasted like
Yeah,
grapes,
man.
you know? And I
Yeah.
can smell things and
No,
taste things
exactly.
again. I can run.
Yeah.
Like that was huge. Like getting my cardio back. It's nuts.
Yeah.
And just like, you know,
Mhm.
I don't get a smoker's cough and stuff anymore. So like,
Yeah.
you know, people say that shit's
Yeah. I will say, like, the only thing about vaping is, like, you can do it,
Oh,
like,
for
too
sure.
much and do it, like, all the time. It's like, that's, like, how I was, where I'd pretty much just be vaping all of the time. And then as soon as I just, like, stopped and was like, maybe I'll just, like, leave my vape, not, like, I won't take it with me in
Yeah.
work, right? And then when I'd take those little breaks, so, like, my lungs, like, took a hit. Like, they realized, they're like, yeah, there, we could be better, actually. It's like I could feel, like, what they should be able
Right.
to expand to and, like, what they were able to, right? And but yeah, as I took more and more time off, my lungs did
Yeah.
start to feel even better, right? So it's like vaping is not
No,
definitely
it's just
good
less
or
bad.
anything. But
for sure. I don't think
yeah,
anything you put
definitely
in
less
your
bad.
lungs
Yeah.
is good for your lungs unless it's good, clean oxygen.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah. No, I mean, like, steroids are sometimes a thing we use. I can,
Yeah,
I can
I have
inhalers and
some,
but you
such.
I
can,
have some
yeah,
right
and you
here.
can overuse those too, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Of
that's
course,
true.
yeah, there is
Yeah,
there is doses that you should take, and they do not
Yeah,
exceed
that's the
this
thing
and
about
that,
vaping. Like I see myself
yeah.
moving away from it too, you know?
Well, yeah, like I've quit bringing mine
Yeah,
to work
that's
at
awesome.
all. I just like use it at home now sometimes.
Mhm. Same
Pretty
here.
much when I'm at my desk, like and waiting for games and
gaming thing.
stuff. Yeah, exactly.
Even
And
then,
even then, I'd like to stop that. But yeah,
it takes a while to break habits, though. So
Oh, for sure. And even
slow and
like when I
steady.
first quit, at like on my breaks, I'd just keep reaching for my vape, like it's not even here. Just damn. But
Yeah,
fucking eating more
habits.
snacks and stuff at work, just like doing something else, right? Trying to.
Just try to make sure you're eating healthy snacks. That's
Yeah,
the big
I'll
one.
try. It's
fava.
hard to fucking.
Have some
Just bring it
fava.
back to carrots, bro.
I've
Carrots
been
are
eating
good.
fava like
Yeah,
baby food
that's
because
true.
I can't chew anything.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
But yeah, no, it takes a while. But gotta
Yeah.
start working that kind of stuff in.
Mhm.
Okay, let's do like a interim break there, so we can refill our beers and
Okay.
stuff. And we'll be right
Okay.
back, folks. To second half
Yeah.
of our first podcast, boys.
Fuck yeah. Yeah.
I wonder if this is illegal on YouTube. Should read through terms and service. I'm pretty
Yeah,
sure.
you
I mean, I have all
can.
my stuff set for adults only, so
Yeah. Makes sense.
or at least I can on the videos if I want to.
I think with Twitch, I think I remember it being with Twitch. If it's legal in your country, you're
Yeah,
allowed
but
to
they're
display
also
it.
Twitch also has like the they can enforce their rules if
you
they
have to-
want
it has to
to.
be age
That's in their
restricted.
clause or whatever. So like if they like you can't stream to other platforms, like right? So at the same time, so like if I use this one and I multicast to say TikTok, but I could do that, and if I'm going to TikTok and I'm like, hey, hop over to Twitch and watch me live, And then Twitch is like reserving the right to be like, no, that's okay because it's bringing the traffic to us. It's when you're taking the traffic away from Twitch that they can enforce the rules. So, yeah. And they also have some weird clauses, which I was listening to the Power Up attorney on a podcast, and he was saying that you could like, they can like technically keep all your money through several loopholes if they wanted to. That stuff hasn't happened yet.
Yeah. But they're just like, nobody reads terms and conditions.
Right? You get the affiliate contract, and you're just like, money? I can make money?
It's right? Like that
and
book.
then they're like, yeah, send. You get to make
like
half
that
of
book
the money.
I was telling you about.
Well,
You know, it's like that book I was telling you about, Sam, the Lit
Yeah.
RPG saga.
Percentage.
The fuck, and that's how, like, that's the whole thing, like, the people get sucked into that alternate reality, but it's because they're playing a game that's designed by these fucking other worldly beings, right? And they just wrote into the terms and conditions. It's like, you're okay with us fucking taking your soul if you jump into this? And then they're like, we just know that nobody reads
the contract. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they did that South Park episode on it.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, the South Park one where they did the human centipede.
Oh, Jesus.
So essentially, it was like an Apple terms and conditions, and I think it was Stan or one of them, and then 3 other people didn't read it, but apparently everybody else in the world did, right? And he's just like, nah, man, I didn't read them. He's like, what? Nobody reads them. He's like, what do you mean? I read the whole thing. He's like, you read the whole thing, like all 50 pages or something like that. He's just like yeah, man, of course you read that shit. Why would you not read it? And then yeah, he signed to being like on board with being a human experiment, and essentially it was a human centipede. It was fucking gnarly, and then you guys should watch it. It's
South Park
an interesting episode.
Yeah. South Park does it pretty good.
Yeah.
It could be super vulgar, but sometimes you really need that. Oh, is this? I don't care about this notifications.
Yeah, cause he was like the middle one or something, and they're like, yeah, it was terrible. He had to like eat shit. You know how
Oh no, that's fucking terrible.
It was like Apple too. It was like I think it was. Apple.
I can't believe that those were on
like,
Netflix at one point.
Too.
Did you know that those movies were on Netflix?
Oh, the Human Centipede ones? Yeah, I did. I seen them. I just never watched them because I knew what it was about.
Are.
I thought you said I've seen them. So I was like, no, because I never watched it either. I was like, how would you ever? Like that's not even like horror. That's just fucking disgust.
It is
disgust.
And the Witcher 2 actually, or the Witcher season 2 actually comes out this year too, right? They're not skipping it.
Fuck, I don't know. Like, I mean, they say so, but they've been saying so for like 6 months now.
Well, they've been saying about next year. It was last year that was disappointing. Oh. Anyways, first season was so good, and I really liked it. I think so many people didn't follow, right? They're like, I don't understand the plot. And it's like, clearly, this is not a movie made for not fans, you know?
Oh yeah, no, like I'd read all the books, and I was like, I know
and I think a fair few people just played the games and then came in and they're like...
Yeah, like, they have no... Because that's the thing, they think that's the beginning of the story, and it's like they don't even realize that those take off, like, the games, like, head off the last
the tail
book.
end of the series. It's super cool.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. No, it's amazing.
That could be a segment in the future where we just talk about movies.
Oh, yeah, for sure. You know, especially, I do like The Witcher and whatnot. Fucking...
Books? Oh my god, is Doors of Stone ever coming out?
Oh fuck. Probably not. He's just like, how long can I make him wait?
I don't know what's going on.
When will the man,
but I think
he'll just like he'll just end up dying and
I think it's quite possible that he lied about having a manuscript, or that his manuscript was like just this little thing of like a bland story, and he's like, yes, I'll do this, and then he wrote the first book.
Yeah. And then the rest, he just started rolling his dice.
And then the second one, he's like, okay, how do I tie up the loose ends I made in the first one? And then he's like, okay, and it's going to be a 3-day story. And then he gets to the third book, and he's like, I need 6 days. You know what I mean? Like, put all his chickens in one hat. God, I want it to be done, though. I don't even care if it ends poorly, and like we just get to continue in that universe, but I'd like to see him just like create those stories. It's good with words.
Yeah, no, it's been so long now. Like, I reread that series like probably 100 times, I was like, one day the next book will come out, and I decided to just move on. But yeah, no, I've just been going hard into that Warhammer series. I'm on like the fucking 30th
Wow.
book.
Yeah, I miss having an
Insane.
Audible
Yeah.
subscription.
Yeah, no, that's like one thing like I just like could never give up. It's just so, I don't know. That's like what I listen to when I go to work, when I
Yeah.
drive, just in general,
I've
right?
been
I
listening
listen
to a
to my
lot of
books.
podcasts.
I've got like my library almost has 200
Yeah,
books
that's
now.
badass, man. I think like my best year,
Right?
and I know
Yeah.
I could have done better if I had like just went on for another year, but I lost my job that year. Um, I listened to like
Yeah.
36 books that year. It was like 3 books a month on average, right?
Fuck yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was
Oh,
easy,
fuck yeah.
you know? It was simple, and then people were
Oh,
like,
yeah.
"Oh, do you read?" And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah, no,
"Well,
like,
kind of." I read 36 books this year, and they're
yeah.
like, "What? How?" And I was like, "I just put it in my year and work." Especially at Arm Tech,
Yeah,
where you're like,
exactly. Yeah.
la 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 la
Yeah.
la. You
Yeah, no.
15 minutes
Yeah,
later,
exactly.
you just walk and
And
check your boxes. You're like, shake the hose. Good to go. Good to go.
yeah. Yeah, no, even just like the my work with the fab, and like a lot of the time I just put something on to melt and then wait for a while. Like every now and then, even all the cutting, I know how to do it all now. I've been doing it for 5 years, so it's
Yeah.
just so I just like every time I get to the band, so I'm like, okay, complacency is the enemy.
Yeah. 100%.
Never get complacent. Never get
Never.
complacent. But yeah, But yeah, that's the thing. Like, yeah, I only started this Warhammer series. I don't know. It might have been. I think it was around Christmas, so it's been like fucking
Right.
6 months. Fucking yeah, I've got about 30 books done. And like the thing, I listen to like other ones because like when I am doing stuff that takes a bunch of brain power, I go back and listen to other books that I
Right.
have heard, so that I don't have to like. It's nice now that I got my fucking smartwatch though, because it's like I don't have to pull my phone out. Oh, what did I just miss? And go back. I just pull my watch out, flick back, and just tap, and it goes
Oh,
back
nice.
30 seconds and keep going. Yeah, it is so nice. Yeah, because yeah, that was definitely a thing before. It'd be like miss something when I'm thinking,
Yeah.
and it's like,
Yeah.
oh fuck, we're taking my phone out.
And your attention gets split.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
So I did want to talk about finance. So, so how does you guys are you're both like kind of like paycheck to paycheck, right? Or
Yeah,
Pretty
100%
much. I
for me
save
at
do
like
your
least.
a little
companies
bit, just like enough.
your companies have
Huh?
RRSP programs and stuff?
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure if Home Depot does. I assume they would have
Oh,
something,
you
but
should
I
figure
don't
that
know.
out, Cody. Like, see if they have a program that matches you, because that's free money, and you get to
Mhm.
put it in your future. You have to contribute a small amount of yours, but like what is it at ArmTech? 6%?
I think
Down,
they changed it, but
of
I think
course.
it's yeah. It might still be as much as like
Right,
4% or something though. I need to go
but
back
still.
and redo mine. I remember originally my plan was to not even
Mhm.
do that, but it
Free
makes
money.
sense
You
because
should match at least what they offer.
yeah, you want to get the free
Yeah,
money.
my new company doesn't offer a
Yeah,
program like that.
but like if I were to go above that, yeah, like that's the thing I need to because I know they've been like trying to skimp for a while, so I need to see what it actually is and then go back and make sure that I'm contributing at least that much. But I know that like beyond that, what's good to do is like take that and open another account with a
Mm-hmm.
bank or something,
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
Like a
yeah.
tax-free
Start
savings
investing and
account.
stuff for sure.
Yeah.
I've just uh, always really appreciated the chance to play with my money, and especially the guidance from like Steven. It's like now, and
Yeah,
then
for
my
sure.
uncle too, assisting me in like getting my own stuff set up so I can do my own self-directed trading. Just having like more than one investment stream is really interesting. Kind of like opening up my options for the future. I am 100% equity though,
Hmm.
but still, at least having some savings is something we need to prepare for the future with. That's just something I wanted to touch on each week.
Yeah, it's definitely something
Yeah.
I want to do. It's really hard right now. It's usually I'm going into
Yeah,
overdraft
yeah.
every week, so
Well, yeah,
It's
no, that is the thing. Like, it's always kind of like what money
yep.
I save, it's like
It's a
I could
commitment
put
to
to
being
bills.
poorer, is what it is,
Right?
right? Like when you put money away, you're like, okay, that's not my
Yeah.
money anymore, and you're just like, holy shit, I have nothing. You know, like to escape
Yeah.
yeah,
poverty, you must
I
be
know, right?
impoverished.
Yeah, no. It's like my attempt, or what I would like it to be, is like I just like my wealth to just eventually
Right.
fucking boil over,
But that's
right? It's
compound
like I
interest,
just
right?
skeet it down each time until it just
Yeah.
eventually. Yeah,
Or
no,
like the
definitely.
Wall Street bets, like we were talking about, right? Just YOLO. It's like, can I double all this? All I have
Yeah,
is 500 bucks. Let's double it. And then you succeed, and you're like, there you go. And then you do that like 7 times. You're like, heck yeah, boy. And then you lose
yeah.
$210,000 shorting Rocket, like that one dude. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think when it comes
there's
to investments, like as much as I'd love to like gamble with it, just because of my addictive personality, I'm gonna just stick to more the fundamental investment streams. Just something to keep it up above
yeah.
inflation, so I'm never just sitting on a pile of money.
It's like it's good to just like use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just be safe. Make your money and then buy
Yeah.
stuff in real life. Right.
Once you get ahead, it could be fun to take like $1,000 and like
Yeah.
try to
Right
play the
now, I put
stocks. You know what I mean?
$700
Oh yeah,
a
like
month
fuck
I
around
give
with that.
to my financial planner, and then $200 a month I put into my Quest trade to buy stocks. So the
Nice.
vast majority of my money I don't have to worry about. It's in a really safe position for the future, and then a small amount of my money I get to play with to hopefully do better than my financial planner. We'll see. I might never do that, but it's worth building the skill
Yeah.
anyways, right?
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Let's
Yeah,
get
no,
into the
that's
conspiracy
that's what you want
theories
to do.
segment, because this is the best, man. You know? And like,
Yeah.
what's some conspiracy
Oh,
theories that come
jeez,
to mind?
I've been listening to some of
I
that.
haven't really been looking into any of that stuff.
Yeah, no,
I
that's
kind
the
of got
thing.
away
But
from
you
that a
better
while
head
ago.
Okay,
this one off,
so
Sam. It's
yeah,
your segment.
I know all kinds of conspiracy theories. I think a big piece of it is just like my dad being like watching way too much Ancient Aliens and stuff, and then just like spending a lot of time on YouTube at like 2 in the morning back in the day when the recommended still worked, right? And it was just like, you like this content, and I was
Yeah.
like, yes, I do, and yeah, so I always had a lot of fun with conspiracy theories. I don't think I've ever really believed them, but I've been like, by the time it's 3 in the morning, especially back when I was smoking pot and I'd be like super stoned, I'd be like, oh yeah, aliens for sure, bro, 100%. You guys know about the David
Well,
Icke?
fuck. Do you
Hey,
remember that blue flash? Do you
the
remember
blue
the blue
flash.
flash,
Yeah.
Sam?
Okay, so there's that stuff too, right?
Yeah,
Like
I know
paranormal
that was
shit really
hardcore.
does exist
That's
in the world. Me
crazy.
and Blake were at the graveyard, uh, smoking grass, but it wasn't laced. I swear,
Yeah,
it was just normal cannabis. We're
yeah.
sitting there,
Oh yeah,
and then
no,
this
not
this
that
this
big.
blue flash, and what I remember was like, see, like the whole field light up, and immediately I was thinking, I was like, man, is a transformer blowing up above our heads? And so I looked down, I look at the window, and what I seen was like a blue object, looked to me to be spherical, coming straight at the truck, and I was like, what the fuck, we're about to get hit by a comet in the middle of the night, and then poof, shot straight up into the sky at like a 90-degree angle. And
And yeah, no, I didn't see it, but all I saw was like the fucking sphere. It was like the circle of energy, of like blue energy, that just like went by and up. It was like on Sam's side, just like I was
yeah,
like, what in the Christ? Rolling the
yeah,
dice.
it
Oh, fuck.
defied physics, man. The thing.
But
I was actually like, I've to the day I
No,
don't
me
know what
either.
the
Like I
fuck
was
that is. Like
googling
that
it and
was
stuff
fucking
afterwards, and it
insane.
was like, oh, ball lightning's a thing, and I was like, I don't know, man.
It's like this is not. This is like a fucking cylinder of fucking blue, like
Yeah,
wavy energy, fucking that
yeah,
moved through the sky.
yeah. There's some
Like
shit
what in
out
the
there for sure.
Christ?
I mean, like, you guys have heard of
Something. Yeah.
what is it? Project Blue Book or whatever, where the CIA, where the in
I
America
haven't.
after Roswell and stuff, they were like, okay, we need to seriously like look into these UFOs and stuff, and they did come to conclusions, like, but the only conclusion they came to was that, okay, these aren't a threat to the United States, and that was it. But they never were like, at
Yeah.
no point were they like, no, UFOs don't exist. Their full disclosure was like, whatever it is, it's not threatening, and you're like, but what is it? Yeah, some sort of
Yeah.
like
No.
universal phenomenon
Yeah.
that no one can define, and yeah.
well, yeah, there's even the papers.
Hmm.
There's the picture of the
Yeah,
it looked
and
like
then
a
that was
UFO. Like this happened back in like what how long ago was that? Like the 30s
Yeah,
or the
like
40s or
between
something? Like,
just after we
long
started
time ago.
fucking the world up with nuclear bombs and stuff started becoming really popular, but so was like the
Yeah.
printing press at that time, right? So it might just be the dispersal of information.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I've heard like old
Yeah.
stories from all kinds of people, like Willie, this old native guy who was talking about the Cree have this story of like when people would behave badly, they'd leave them in a cabin all alone, and then the northern lights would like come down onto the ground and traumatize the person into behaving well. You know, it's like all these crazy fantastical stories exist across the world. Oh, goodbye forever, Blake. But yeah, keep losing him.
Keep losing 'em.
Yep, he's got the yeah, that's
Yeah.
okay.
I'm
But anyways,
back,
you know, it's all these crazy stories.
Yeah.
So, and then there's just like
Yeah.
it's weird shit. But anyways, that was a phenomenon that we experienced, and that was like the next day too. Actually, the newspaper in Fort St. James wrote that there was a UFO, and it scared the shit out of a bunch of kids. Yeah,
Actually, I
it
remember
was
that.
seen during
Yeah.
the day.
And then like kids had drawn pictures
Yeah.
about it and stuff like that. It featured like
Which was
pictures,
amazing
that
because
picture
it's
in
Fort
the
St.
news.
James, and it was still just like anywhere else in the world. It was only the talk of the town for about 12 hours. And then
Oh yeah, no, and they were just like the fucking aliens, man. The aliens are just above beaming, just like forget. Fucking not a big deal.
Yeah, we're just frying your brains with microwaves. That's why you got to wear the tinfoil hats.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and they're like,
yeah.
lest we
No,
forget.
I got my head's full of all kinds of like conspiracy theories, though. So after that, though, if anyone listens to this at any point in the future and you have a super cool story about random lights shooting over your head while you're getting stoned in the graveyard or anything like that, paranormal, I'd love to hear it. Leave it in the comments or personal message me on either my Instagram or there must be a message system on YouTube or anywhere you can contact me.
Yeah.
Feel free. I'd love to do that, and I could read out your story on air if you wanted. You just let me know if I can do so. But yeah, so conspiracy theories. I'll just like throw some out there. I almost never believe conspiracy theories too. Like I often think it's just too complicated for like that many people to be involved. But I like to talk about like the popular ones.
Mhm.
But did you guys hear about that flat earther guy
Oh
who like,
yeah.
was trying to prove that the earth was flat, and he shot himself into the sky on a rocket and exploded himself
Jesus, no,
How
I
is
did
that
not.
gonna
because he was gonna
prove-
get high enough to
fuck.
take a picture of it
Oh,
flat.
man.
Because he says that it's always the lens that makes the world round. That's amazing.
Right. Because they've
Fuck,
never
I
done
always
that,
forget what it's
right?
called. But do you remember when I sent you that link? It was like a YouTube video about like the fucking old like people that like supposedly fucking roamed the entire planet.
Which old people? Like the
Like, oh fuck, I forget.
are you,
They were like the Turks or something. I think it was like it was like, oh Christ. I don't know, I sent you a video like a long time ago. I totally forgot about it.
interesting.
But yeah, like there was the theory was something, there was these people. Oh yeah, it was like the Huns, like their empire apparently actually spanned the
Right.
whole world. And like they were based
Right.
in the Arctic.
And that's the
And like
Inuit
so
for
that's
him?
how, and that was for the, well yeah, I guess, right? And like the flat earth, there was the big thing on the flat earth in that theory was actually just how the map looked from that perspective, from them on the top of the world. And they could see and they could go from each point from there,
Right.
from like the quickest, right? So they had like branches down here in North America, like, and then like all over throughout Europe and
Interesting.
whatnot, right?
Does that make Antarctica
And
the
yeah, I
edge
think
of the
the
map?
video was like,
Right.
yeah, like, well, that's the thing, and like the theory, I remember they were saying like that it was actually that Gothic, the architecture that we take to be like Roman Gothic, right? That's everywhere in the world, was actually
Right.
theirs, and it was like theirs, and they spread it across the entire country, and they were an active empire until the
Right.
1500s,
Yeah, I
right?
don't
Like
remember that story.
recently, and then apparently like fucking the big thing was that the fucking rest of us created some kind of fucking mud tidal wave that fucking
Nice.
took like
With our
took
sorcerer
out
powers?
most of the world. I don't know, something.
Yeah.
Maybe we just nuked
could
it.
be
It
it.
could have been. It was like, but I don't know.
What's
Yeah,
that
I
guy
forget
who
what it was.
that guy
It was
who
like
made
something like,
the atomic bomb when he quotes he makes that quote like I am destroyer of worlds. And then like someone was like, "Oh, what does it feel like to be the first guy to make the atomic weapons?" And he's like, "The first one to make atomic weapons in the modern age," because like what he would quoted was actually a quote from some old, I believe, Hindu proverb or whatever story about using weapons of mass destruction. Yeah, makes you wonder if we did have like nukes once upon a time, and that's why gingers came out or something.
I mean, it would make sense, like with Atlantis and everything too. Maybe Atlantis disappearing was
Totally, right? The Recot structure.
Like, how would we know?
That's what I see,
right?
like the Recot structure or whatever. You see these old things in the world that appear to be much older than anywhere will claim they are, right? Like the obvious one being like the Sphinx or or even just all the old stone stuff, right? Or like the fact that in Egypt the oldest pyramids are the best built and still the most standing, and then the newest ones are all crumbling into sand.
Because they tried to.
Yeah, that's right. They were building on top of something they already found. Yeah. Or even in Ur.
Yeah.
But yeah.
The pyramids are the most intriguing thing.
Have you looked up Ur?
Yeah.
It's like a city built on top of giant granite slabs or whatever. It's like this it's the Sumerian city from 6,500 years ago. And it's like all these stone mud brick type things built on top of like these outrageously massive square pieces of stone that you're like, okay, nothing could make that. And yeah, I believe that's Ur.
Yeah.
And it's like you can see the old ancient super well cut perfectly fit stone that's earthquake proof and stuff, and then you see like the shitty stone that was thrown up 6,500 years ago just like turning to dust and blowing away. It seems like there was cultures that lived on Earth like way before that.
It's funny enough too, because like Ancient Aliens, I actually remember an episode they did where underwater there was these massive
it's like off the coast of Japan and China, right?
Rare things.
Yeah,
just like like perfectly cut, and it's just like it's so cool, some of the stuff out there, and like they still don't understand how they were done, because like we couldn't even really recreate what they did, right?
But yeah, I totally, if I can remember, I found the thing for what that was, and it was like the Empire of Tartary is like, or Tartar, and it was like the Tartar Empire or whatever. If you go to like Wikipedia, it just says like that it was a blanket term used in Western European literature to like cover a vast part of the Asian bounded by the Caspian Sea and Ural Mountains. It just says it was a blanket term for a very large part of the world, right? Because on like that was the big thing, is like on a lot of the old maps.
It's delicious.
Yeah,
and it goes well with fish.
Yeah, exactly.
I was waiting for you to say something like that. I thought of that too.
I'm still listening.
I heard that. Like tartar sauce.
Like that's.
I bet they ate fish, and that's why it's called tartar sauce.
Yeah, fuck. The Tartary Empire is the fucking conspiracy, anyways, and it's pretty interesting. I mean, it's an insane one that I like don't really have any faith at all in, right?
Well,
but it's like if it was real, it would be the biggest fucking cover up there'd ever been. The
conspiracy segment is not to like try and prove anything. It's just like talk about it, make people look up their own shit. So don't listen to us at all. Just look up your own shit. Have fun with it.
No, for sure, But I had like a lot of. It was a very interesting fucking like hour-long video on that, anyways, about the fucking mudflats and the Tartary Empire.
What about the?
It's crazy.
Nazis in Antarctica. You guys heard about that one?
Like current
like they're
Nazis,
still alive down there
now.
Yeah,
still
because so like during Operation Paperclip and stuff, like Nazis were relocated all around the world, and then like a bunch of them were hired by NASA, and a bunch of them were by America, and a bunch were hired by like Russia, right? And then the space race began because they had the best rocket scientists in history there. And then there's like people saying that like Adolf Hitler had been seen in Argentina and South America, and that these Nazis got relocated all over the world post-war times because people wanted their their superpowers that they had basically made, right? Because like one was the industrial complex for like advanced rockets and stuff like that, and then boom, NASA, that's where they got them. But then I've always wondered, it's like, okay, if that happened, maybe America got like the best, like Werner von Braun or whatever, that war criminal that made, he was literally, you can see his name in like NASA's records where he like worked for them, but he also worked for the Nazis. Anyways, and there's like people, there was like Jewish survivors from World War II who like later he was like, oh, hello there. And they're like, what the fuck are you doing here? And he's like, oh, you know, I had the rocket program. This is mine. Yes.
Like, Jesus
go
Christ!
to the moon. But
It's all I care about. Is the
you're
moon.
like,
I
man, they
don't care
launched
how many
Sputnik
people
in
I
Russia.
kill
Oh,
and
don't you
stuff.
worry about that silliness. We go all the way to the moon. But yeah, and then I wonder about like, so the Nazis obviously had like a super powerful propaganda machine too, right? The ability to completely convince all the people in their country that like what they were doing was right and achievable.
Yeah.
Which like they did a really good job because they chose as their adversary the world, and it was pretty fucking close.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, like, well, that's the thing. Their people were driven,
and then they did that
was
twice.
the thing. I can.
So
When they were collecting, yeah, like after the first time, they were just like shamed really heavily, and they were like, "Fuck!" The world was just spitting on them left, right, and center.
and then it
they're
took an
like,
angry
"Fuck you
vegan to
guys,"
unify
right?
them again.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so I've always wondered if like Russia got a hold of like more like the people responsible for the propaganda machine, because they do the same thing pretty good.
Well, they
Yeah.
did take control.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. Like
they
stuff
did.
is going
Yeah.
on in Russia. It's constantly, they just do whatever they want over there, you know, and their people can't do anything.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Well, what's Putin forever now, right?
Yeah, he's
Another
gonna like
16 years or
extend the
something,
powers
fucking-
too. I've heard about this. So he's gonna be like any previous president of Russia will be president elect forever with all the same rights and powers.
Oh
and
really? So
protection.
he's like,
Or not the powers, but the protection. So it's
Oh.
like he'll be like exempt from all legal
Okay.
recourse.
Probably saw what happened to Donald. He's like, people are trying to impeach him after. He's like,
I wonder
"Fuck
how long
that
until he
noise."
goes to
He's
live
like,
there.
Army's still gonna protect me forever.
I think he's off to go hang
Yeah,
out with his
fuck.
best bud Putin. You know.
Probably, that could. Yeah, I could see
What
that.
about you, Cody? Any conspiracy theories come to mind?
Not really. Oh, there was one with the Nazis actually, where like, I read about one where they believed that Hitler
Really?
discovered time travel, and that
Oh
that's where he ended up. I don't know if they ever what happened with him in history, because it's little There's a couple different
Wait,
things that I remember.
did they
reading, like,
travel
that he had
through
shot
a
himself and had
glowing
gotten blown up.
blue light?
yeah.
'Cause-
Jeez.
Boom.
Holy fuck!
yeah.
Adolf!
They might have.
Jesus.
I think there's something to do with Stonehenge. I can't remember
Really?
exactly what it was, but it was interesting. I wish I remember, but I probably read this when I was
Right,
like
a long
18
time
years
ago.
old, so that's like
God,
8
I love
years ago,
clickbait.
you know, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I could see that when it comes to like time travel and
Nazis, time
stuff.
travel.
So like so the whole holographic universe thing, right? Like we absolutely operate on substrates. Like all of our organs have developed to interact with the universe around us in very minuscule ways. So we only live in the hologram of which we see, right? So it's like our eyes only see a certain wave of light, and then the vast majority of everything is beyond our capabilities of seeing. And then same thing with sound frequencies. Here's a good one. So sound frequencies we only hear between a certain decibel level or whatever, so many hertz. And then there's much higher pitched sounds that are emitted from things all the time, like tomatoes. When you cut into a tomato, it's screaming in pain, but you can't hear it, right? Because you live in your own substrate, right? You're anchored at this level, and you're kind of like stuck at that level of awareness of your surroundings. So, yeah. And then same thing with everything being freaking frequencies, right? It's like there's atoms in this, and it's almost entirely space. There's very little of anything there, but because I don't vibrate fast enough, I can't move through it. And then because it doesn't vibrate fast enough, it can't move through stuff. And that's like how we interact with the world. And we live at this like what we, like the third dimensional level, up, down, left, right, forwards, backwards. Then there's the higher dimensional stuff. Like if you look up 4D on YouTube or whatever, you can watch fourth dimensional objects slice through the third dimension, and they do crazy things like that. Like you take a hypercube and you move it through the first dimension. It starts as like a point and then grows into three prongs and then folds back in on itself, and then the vertices cross over, and then, you know, it looks to me, it's like if you took that pinnacle, like the point where things connect, and then like did those, like what we seen at the graveyard, where it's like blue light comes through, it's like something comes through and then boom, shoots off in another direction. It's like, yeah, that's what happens when a fourth dimensional object is slices through the third dimension. So what was it? So, and then Einstein did, so he has like the, oh, no, I'm gonna sound dumb here or whatever, right? But space isn't just space, it's also time, and it's space-time, right? So basically the only way to move faster than light is to bend space behind you, to expand it behind you and shrink it in front of you, and then you beat space-time, and then you have a time travel machine. Totally doable. And that's probably what slicing through the third dimension looks like. Right? So, yeah, clearly the universe does that shit already. But, yeah, it's hard to say if Nazis ever did. That'd be cool, though. In, like, a not cool way. It'd be like that new movie coming out, one about the flying Nazi sharks fighting. Have you guys not seen it? It looks like the best B-roll I've ever seen. So it's like there's giant sharks, like megalodons, with Nazis riding them, and they got like rockets on them, and they're flying sharks, and then they're in dogfights with like World War II dogfighting planes. So it's yeah.
Oh jeez,
Yeah,
like
it's amazing.
biplanes,
It's way better than Sharknado.
like just like fucking dragon riders, but shark riders.
If I ever find it, I'll have to link it to you guys so we can all watch it.
Yeah, fuck.
Okay.
Cheesy, but
I think this has probably gone on long enough. Let's get some games in tonight. Thanks everyone for listening. Well, we're gonna make this a weekly thing, and is there any place that you guys would like? Anyone who listens to this, you want them to reach you anywhere? Like you want to promote your YouTube channels or your Instagrams or any of your other social leverages, Twitch channels? You had anything like that?
Maybe in the future. I will.
You leave it for now. Okay, Blake, you anything?
Oh no.
Okay.
I'm just here.
I am the youngest millennial. You can find me on Twitch, Instagram, and YouTube. It's been great talking to you guys, and please reach out and let us know how we could do this. Leave a rating, what do you call those things? Yeah, 5-star ratings only though. 1-star ratings get completely ignored. 5-star ratings will read you out loud and you can say something cool. And everyone have a good day. Bye.